It's all about humanity.
Let's go, people. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are coming in from. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This is the Bullish Bitcoin channel, and today is Thursday, the 29th of August, 2024. Strong Bitcoin hand is the theme of this show. The other theme is, as the t-shirt says, don't panic, just hodl. Don't get bored, stack Bitcoin, and go and enjoy life. And we're going to talk about that on the show. Very quickly, if you're new, read the disclaimer. Don't come looking here looking for financial advice, charts, technical analysis, price predictions. You're not going to see them. Do your own research and only invest what you would be willing to lose, because everything's risky in life, is it not? And Bitcoin is no different, although these days I would say it's way more secure than even have your money in a pension. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit, so let me get rid of that. Very quickly, I would encourage you all, given what's happened over the last handful of days with Simply Bitcoin's channel being taken down. Thankfully, he's got it back. You've got the guy from Telegram being arrested. Thankfully, he's been released. We're going to cover some of that. The point is, I've had this channel took down once already, and I'm telling you now, for no reason it can go again. So I would encourage you to go into the show notes under the video. You can see my the bio, click more at the end and it'll open up the show notes, and you can find my link tree, and you could follow me somewhere else. I would encourage you to follow me on Rumble. This goes out on BitChute. Mind you, BitChute are a load of tossers on BitChute for some reason. All they want to do is just mouth off back at me once my video goes up there. So, you know, I only post it there so it's everywhere, and more regular people like you and I can find it and not get wrecked going down the crap coin route. The point is, go and follow me somewhere else, because this channel's gone once and it could easily go again. If you're not on the Orange Pill app, I don't know why you're not on it. If you're a regular to the show, you should be. It's the price of a cup of coffee a month to speak to Bitcoiners only. Wherever you go, you can turn on your rough location, not your actual location. It never finds your actual location. And then if you're traveling, you can go on the app and see who's there around and maybe meet up with a Bitcoiner for a coffee. But don't listen to me.
When I finally got Bitcoin, it hit me like a lightning bolt. This was the currency of the future, the only money that truly mattered. But there was a problem. I was a lone hodler in a sea of skeptics. That is, until I discovered the Orange Pill app. Suddenly, I was connected with a network of like-minded Bitcoin enthusiasts right in my own city. The Orange Pill app is more than just a social network. It's a community of passionate individuals determined to change the world, one Satoshi at a time.
Absolutely. And if you want to get yourself 10,000 sats upon registering, then simply use my link in the show notes, and they'll give you that once you have registered. Dead excited. It's breathing down our neck now to go and have a stay in one of these beautiful cottages from the best of Exmoor. I would encourage you to check them out, because they are the show sponsors. And top left, you can see Bitcoin accepted here. Chris is a Bitcoiner. 200 cottages, everything you could ever want in North Devon, on the North Devon coast. You can see that property on the top left. That's a property that we will be staying in, and I really cannot wait. Look how close that is to the ocean. So literally wake up, stare out the window and look at the ocean. So at the very least, because Chris is sponsoring this show, use my link or this QR code, and at least let him see with his analysis tools that people on my show are at least going, scanning it and checking it out, or using the link in the show notes. And again, you can pay with normal currency, you can pay in Bitcoin, and you can also get a discount code. So do go check out the best of Exmore. Last time I'm going to be promoting this, because in 2 days' time, if you are in Scotland, they've got this fantastic day set up by Glasgow Bitcoin. Alan Farrington, I've heard him speak. God, he's got an incredible mind. He really has. A one-day event. Check it out. The link is in the show notes to the website. So there you go. Back to me. So how are we all doing, people? Great to have you in the house. I've got a fan that's gone a bit noisy here. I hope you can't hear that. It's vibrating a little bit. It's warm in my office. Let's see who we have got in my chat, if I can get my food out of my teeth. Let's see who we got. BitcoinMaster is out and about, so he's going to watch on catch up. So Adam, thank you for that. Janet Yellen's liquidity is traveling across the US, or trucking across the US. A trucker, formerly myself. So yeah, you can't take the truck driving out of the man. Who else have we got? John G, Eddie Willers, good to see you in house. JB Bitcoiners with us. Yorkie Bitcoiner has checked in, but he yet again is away on holiday/vacation. Stuart Griffiths is with us. Who else? Elaine, Mrs. UK. She's not on holiday. She's downstairs. Isabella, good to see you as always. Stephen Redding, good to see you. Daniel Street is in the house. Good to see you, Daniel. Brain Donian is with us. Mr. 60, Vinny Rondo, Stacking Richie. Subs, good to see you. Michael Weber is in the house. Questioning Bitcoin, hello to you. Good to see you. Smash the like button. 3 cents. Good to you as well. Never spend your Bitcoin on cottages. I would absolutely, totally agree with that. However, at some point in the future, we will start to move into, a Bitcoin economy. And you never know, if the world goes absolutely pear-shaped, we might need that Bitcoin to, get our car fixed, buy our food, get our beef, etc., and go on vacation as well. So never say never, but I take your point. I certainly wouldn't spend my Bitcoin on a holiday right now. Mike, that is so good to see you in the house. MS Bit ETH, good to see you. Question in Bitcoin, good to see you as well. Okay, I need to get on with the show. Okay, so the title of the show, or the thumbnail, Bitcoin apathy is everywhere. What the heck is up with people? When you consider that I worked it out, I believe it's about 18 months ago, Bitcoin was around $16,000, and today we're just over 60,000. That is almost a 4x from 18 months ago, and people forget that. People also forget that this is what Bitcoin does in the summer months. This is what Bitcoin does in the summer months. But when it's an election year, everyone sat on the sidelines waiting to see what happens before they pile in. Do not get apathy, people. Learn, follow the channels that you normally follow, but then enjoy your life and don't wish it away. Glimpane, good to see you from the Rockies. Wow. So there's no apathy here. I'm hoping there's no apathy on my channel. And if there is, then you need to get down the rabbit hole and do some more research and understand that this is what Bitcoin does. And I'm going to do my best to take you through some of that on the show. So if we go to the desktop, I want to get rid of Alan Farrington. And I want to put this one up. Let's get into the news. Okay, some negative news to start with. And this is to help you all. Uncle Hodler, good to see you. I don't know how you say that. Cthulhu Stealer? Cthulhu? Whatever it is. Malware targets MetaMask and other crypto wallets on Apple Mac devices. We're back to Macs again. A new strain of malware by the name of Cthulhu Stealer, probably butchered that, is targeting Mac users and can extract personal information as well as gain access to many crypto wallets, including MetaMask. The new malware appears as an Apple disk image and disguises itself as a legitimate application such as Clean My Mac. I never have downloaded Clean My Mac, good application or not. And the other one, Adobe Gen P, whatever that is. Mac users who open the malicious Apple disk image are first prompted to enter their system's password. Thereafter, a second prompt asks users to enter the passphrase for their MetaMask wallets. Then the stealer also targets other popular wallets that may be installed on the user's device. Wallets such as from Coinbase, Wasabi, Electrum, Binance, Atomic and Blockchain Wallet are also at risk. Information such as the device's IP address and operating system are also extracted by the malware once it has stored the stolen data in text files. So that's just a warning. Yes, this is a Bitcoin show, but a lot of Bitcoiners use Macs. I use a Mac. I'm anal retentive about not clicking on any links, opening any links, or going to websites that I are not familiar with. But the point is, I'm trying to bring that to you guys so that you guys are at least aware. And maybe you don't use a Mac, but what if you've got a friend who does? And I don't bring you the news. So what else? We know that Pavlov got arrested. But, you know, when you look at this is what I wanted to show you. Take a screenshot of it. I'm not going through it all. This guy runs a messaging app, and look at everything they're trying to throw at him. He's complicit. He's complicit in all of these things, which is absolute friggin' madness. It's totally bizarre. But you know what? They're trying to make a martyr. Martyr is the wrong word. They're trying to make an example out of people like Pavlov. Now, I heard yesterday that he's actually now been released, but that's clearly going to be on bail because he's a billionaire. But those charges are still in place, which is crazy horrific if you think about it. Also, I'm also telling you that this one is important. Telegram and YouTube censorship show Bitcoin and Nostr are critical. So while much of the focus on Bitcoin has been on its price, its tenets and censorship-proof mechanisms haven't been on the news that often. That has now changed with the arrest of Telegram's founder and the takedown of Simply Bitcoin's YouTube channel. Well, they took mine down as well. And obviously, thankfully, he's got it back for violating YouTube's harmful and dangerous policy, which Nico, Opti, Rustin, they don't do, which is bizarre. And thankfully, he's got it back because of a big outcry from Twitter Bitcoiners. But Durov's arrest and the takedown of Bitcoin content without much explicit reasoning speaks to the power of corporations to mediate the reach of speech. French authorities have claimed that Durov was arrested for, among other things, providing cryptology tools. Oh, for goodness frickin' sake. What grounds have they got for that? Countries like France can lean on the human heads of companies, those weak points, those points of failure, a playbook that has been going on for centuries and continues to this day. And yes, he was released yesterday, and I'm actually wondering if this has got anything to do with that. Breaking. UAE pauses an order of 80 fighter aircrafts from France worth $10 billion. This comes after the arrest of Telegram CEO Durov earlier this week. We don't know that, do we? But isn't that coincidental? $10 billion worth. Hey, who knows? Just checking there's nobody else has jumped in. Phil B, good to see you. Thanks for being here. People, smash that like button. Really important. Okay, so for those of you that are, or for those out there that are concerned that Bitcoin's a done deal, I've seen tweets out there saying, is this it? You know, Bitcoin this particular year, 60,000. This year, 60,000. This year, 60,000. Somebody went back and said, if you saw the tweet, in this year, 500. This year, 500. This year, 500. And here we are at 60K. So do not buy into this FUD because it is, yet again, nothing but FUD. So look at this one. Long-term Bitcoin holder buys hit $10 billion mark as price slips below 60. A couple of days ago, we bounced back. But long-term Bitcoin holders have, in total, spent a milestone, $10 billion to buy the cryptocurrency and have been pulling back from selling as its price retreats from its 2021 all-time highs, according to an analyst. For the first time ever, quotes, the realized cap of long-term holders has exceeded $10 billion. Crypto quant contributor Amar Taha said in an August the 27th post. So there's just one. This is a milestone. First time ever, 10 billion. You've got this one. I don't hate traders. That's the wrong thing to say. But, traders will trade and you don't trade Bitcoin. But sometimes these traders give us an indicator of the sentiment, where the market might go. Questioning Bitcoin, have I said hello to you? If I haven't, hello, but I think I might have done. Feeling apathy, remember, adoption principle. Yeah, anti-fragile truth hodl. Love that one. Read that one from Questioning Bitcoin. Awesome. So, trader says Bitcoin may soon shift to parabolic phase and leave boring zone behind. Here's his timeline. A crypto strategist who accurately called Bitcoin's pre-halving pullback thinks BTC is gearing up to transition to the parabolic phase of the cycle. Pseudonymous analyst Rect Capital tells his 84,600 YouTube subscribers that Bitcoin may be a few weeks away from witnessing the return of bullish price action based on historical data. Quote, so this so-called boring zone is essentially the post-halving reaccumulation area. We tend to see that after the halving in every single cycle. I've lost my way. Where we just move sideways for an extended period of time. In 2020, this was 160 days of sideways price action. In 2016, it was 150 days. And so, if 150 or 160 days were to translate to the current boring zone, this reaccumulation phase, then the breakout should take us into late September or early October of this year. Now, keep this bit in mind when I move to the next slide. This reaccumulation phase is, so to speak, boring zone. Is supposed to gear us up and prepare us for the banana zone, which is essentially the parabolic phase of the market cycle. So let's go back to that last bit of the middle paragraph. Then the breakout should take us into late September or early October. Why am I saying that? You need to settle down. I'm going to show you a chart where most Septembers are bearish. Look at this. In all those Septembers since 2013, you've only had 3 green months. So I'm pretty happy and pretty comfortable with the apathy continuing through September. I'm okay, and you should be too. So look at this chart, people. We may get a green September, but if we get a red one, that is par for the course, because you've got things like Hillput Group partners have now partnered with Xapo Bank to launch 200 million Bitcoin hedge fund. So Hillput Capital, a division of Hillput Group AB, has entered into a significant partnership with Xapo Bank to manage a new Bitcoin hedge fund, according to a press release sent to Bitcoin Magazine. The fund is expected to receive over 200 million in initial investment capital from Xapo Bank and other investors, according to that release. This initiative is being launched to allow corporates, businesses and professional investors, the big guns, to the option to generate returns in Bitcoin through institutional grade structured credit arrangements. And they said, we believe that offering the right products for participants in the space who are aiming not only for exposure to the Bitcoin price, but also structured ways to grow the Bitcoin value of those investments is a natural evolution of the asset class, says Joey Garcia, director of Xapo Bank. Having the fund operated with the right level of investment experience, security, and operational integrity is fundamental, and we see Hilper as a key partner in that offering. Caveat from me: buy and hold Bitcoin self-custody, but you're not going to stop institutions, companies, banks, nation states and the like from getting in on the Bitcoin Act as well. But I've said it a million times before. If you are buying and holding now, you are front-running all of this lot that are yet to come into Bitcoin, which for you and your family, if you do this right, could create generational wealth. The transfer of wealth from the dying out boomers, and I'm a boomer too, thankfully one of the back end of the boomers, but as the boomers die out and they pass their wealth down, of course, their younger generations, and they're not going to want to hold gold and equities. They're going to want cryptos, things that they can literally buy, move and sell on their mobile phones. And we can already see that happening. So you are so well placed because we are just so early to all of this. Okay. So the FUDsters are out again because of the sideways action, and you need to be aware of them. So in 2022, the New York Post posted this: Bitcoin fans are psychopaths who don't care about anyone, said a study. Now, here we are with Steve Hanke regurgitating that in 2024. The University of Toronto researchers found that crypto holders display lower levels of analytic and scientific thinking and are likelier to exhibit psychopathy, I think, than the general population. What a load of BS. Do you know something? In my opinion, Bitcoiners are deep thinkers. They are critical thinkers. They are willing to trust, not verify. And you just got to ignore garbage like this. You really have. And, whilst you're ignoring that garbage, understand what you are holding when you look at the fact that even US treasuries, they're admitting, are the new toxic waste. So everything I show you points towards we are all in the right place here at the right time. We are living through the decade that the world changed. The 2020s are when Bitcoin will and did in the future come of age, and it fed right into the global financial system. We're already seeing it happening. We are only in our 4th year of the decade. So what the hell is this going to look like another 6 years out, people? And you got to capture that vision. You got to understand what you hold, and I've got a short 1-minute video clip at the end that should really underpin to you what you hold, and which is why you never sell it or you never buy holidays with it. As someone said earlier, I was talking about Emma Kitty Cat Gacha. Hello, welcome. Janet Yellen's Liquidity sent me. Well, you are welcome, Emma. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy the content. What else have we got? Bitcoin Magazine tweeted, public company Semler Scientific buys another 83 Bitcoin, worth another 5 million. Now, this is a regular company, but how many hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands and millions of companies out there that are ultimately, at some point, going to latch on to, holy cow, I need to get some of this Bitcoin. And that's the exciting part. And you've got Semler here. You've got Metaplanet in Japan. They are following the micro strategy playbook. And they're all on the right lines. And if you're in Bitcoin, so are you. Here's another good one. Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, tweeted, El Salvador is not only the safest country in the Western Hemisphere, but we also guarantee that you won't be arrested, censored, or have your assets seized for exercising your right to free speech. And there's no property tax. And then end of wokeness tweeted underneath it. And I'm not going to read all this lot out because I don't want to go and get myself banned as well. But you can read it for yourself. Look at what is going on in these countries and many more. And yet El Salvador, maybe a tiny little country, It may be at one point the most unsafe nation on earth to go. You'd be killed, but that's all changed. And Nayib Bukele, in my opinion, some disagree, but for me, he will be written about in the history books because he was the first country on earth to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Johnny Midas, good to see you. A little bit late. Get back to the beginning. Watch on catch up, dude. Okay. If you don't think this thing is being adopted, and I'm interested in this country, by the way, Free Madeira tweeted, Madeira Island has now reached a significant milestone. 100 plus local merchants have now embraced Bitcoin. This achievement marks a transformative step towards integrating Bitcoin into everyday commerce in this beautiful archipelago, I think that is, something like that. So, and it goes on, I wouldn't have fitted it on, but, go find the tweet. Madeira is a beautiful island. I had Andre Loja on my Bitcoin Interviews playlist several months back now, and he said, you've got to come to Madeira and experience the island. It is magnificent. We've been in on a cruise ship. There's one there, but we haven't really explored Madeira outside of Funchal, but we fully intend to do just that. Bitcoin Magazine again. While others are selling, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF saw 224, that should be million, in inflows yesterday, highest in over a month. All this should tell you, tune out the apathy, tune out the noise, tune out the fudsters all over Bitcoin Twitter saying, is this it? Bitcoin's doomed. I'm fed up with Bitcoin. I'm selling and moving on. And stack. Just keep stacking is my not financial advice, people. Just my thought process. Okay, Preston Pish tweeted this one, and you got to read this. When price doesn't move, but on-exchange supply relentlessly exits the exchange, you are either sit up in your seat or you sit there like a dotard. I think that might be what we call a retard in the UK, but I've got to be very, very careful. But are you sitting up and paying attention? It is coming off exchanges like the clappers, and yet the price isn't moving. That means at some point, all hell is going to break loose. Make sure you are in the market when that happens and you're not trying to leverage yourself and you're not selling out and waiting for the drop to come in again. Just be patient. This apathy will pass. And I'm telling you now, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is going to tear faces off. If you don't believe me, listen to what Saylor says about Bitcoin, Apple, Google, Facebook. Have a listen.
The best idea, if you want to make 10 extra money, is you buy something that everybody in the world needs, nobody in the world can stop,
yep,
and almost nobody understands.
That's Bitcoin.
Okay, so in 2010, that was Amazon, or that was Apple, or that was Facebook, or Google. These are all dominant digital networks that everybody in the world needed, that nobody could stop. But if you'd ask the typical mainstream investor, is this a good investment? They would all say, oh, it's very scary. It's overvalued. Amazon doesn't make money. Mobile phones used to cost $50. It's like Apple's going to sell an iPhone for $600. They said it's too expensive. The iPhone, $600 is too expensive. Nokia will sell me one for $30. They said Apple's going to go to $30. And of course, what happened is Apple went to $1,500. Yes. And so the conventional wisdom was against these big tech companies.
Yeah. Oh, and the conventional wisdom, of course, is against Bitcoin, isn't it? So there's a pattern there, and that pattern is playing out. And this thing is so scarce when you consider that, if I'm very conservative, 3 million coins are lost forever. Satoshi's coins are off the table. That's 4 million. You've got 8 billion people are going to have to try and divide up 17 million Bitcoin. Just think about that. Put that into a calculator and see what comes up. It's like absolute madness. Just hold your Bitcoin. If you are just getting going, stack sats and aim for 0.1. When you get to 0.1, work on getting to 0.2 of a coin and see how far you can get these days to getting one whole coin. Now, at the moment, we're $60,382. It's probably still slightly possible for the common man to own one Bitcoin. Take a huge loan out. I don't say you do that, but I'm simply saying, people take loans out for huge cars and stuff like that. But, when this thing gets to 100 and 150K and 200K, that's a done deal. Then people will literally be stacking, trying to get to half a coin, 0.25 of a coin. And then, somebody will stack in the future, 10, 20 years out, somebody will stack sats for 20 or 30 years to maybe get to 0.2 of a Bitcoin because of that price. So don't sell your Bitcoin, as Sailor always says. Okay, so very quickly, we're going back for my quote. I found this one from Napoleon Bonaparte. Impossible is the word found only in a fool's dictionary. Wise people create opportunities for themselves and make everything possible. So, look, you got to get out there and make it happen. You might be thinking, well, I'm new to all of this. Bitcoin's 60 grand. I can't make a difference for my family. You definitely can. Learn about, Bitcoin being broken down into 100 million Satoshis and how you can currently buy 1,655 Satoshis for a single dollar. So if you've got $10, you can get 16,000 Satoshis. If you've got $100, you can get 160,000 Satoshis, which not too far out, I'm telling you, will be somebody's annual salary or a new car or however that might throw out. So, people just stack and don't ever think you are too late to the party, because you're not. If you want to support the show, and you don't have to, I've said it a million times, there's some Sats addresses. That QR code to buy me a cup of coffee works anywhere in the world. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee with your crappy fiat, great. Bella, I want to say thank you again to you and Mario for your very kind donations of even more cups of coffee the other day. So appreciated. Not required, as I've always said, but always appreciated. So thank you, Bella, so very much. That's it. Here we go again. I'm going to say happy weekend to you all. Please, before you leave, do like the video if you haven't done already. Retweet it if you haven't done already. Repost it on Nostr. Thanks to Stu for posting on Nostr. Much appreciated. I'm telling you right now, people, Nostr's going crazy. Download the Primal app on your iPhone and then get it set up, and you'll get an NPub, which is a long key. Post it on Nostr and say, hey, here's my Nostr key. Follow me and I'll follow you back. And people will follow you on Nostr. It's crazy. Twitter is just full of Nostr NPubs now, and I'm literally going back and following them all and then putting my NPub underneath it. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out on what was like the very, very, very early months of Twitter all those years ago. Get over on Nostr. It can't be censored. It's completely free speech. That's it. People, please, can I ask you to go back into the comments after the show has finished, after the live stream has ended, refresh your browser and leave a comment on anything I've talked about, or just say a comment for the algo. It doesn't matter, because that really helps to mess with YouTube's algorithm and keep this current for longer. But for now, thank you to each and every one of you. MS Biteth, Mike, it's so good to see you back in the chat, sir. I'll be back on Monday, 6 p.m. London, as always. But for now, I just want to wish each and every one of you a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing. Stay safe, enjoy your family, stack sats. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This was your bullish Bitcoin channel. I'm out of here. Social media links coming up. I've moved the buttons around now. I want to make sure I hit the right button. I'll catch you all on Monday.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future?